Alright, so Disney Plus dropped a new Star Wars show. The finale was last night, and I just got finished done watching it. It's Ahsoka, the highly anticipated Star Wars movie that's basically Rebels Season 5. And so I'm going to give you my review of the show. Real quick before we get started, I do feel like I do need to mention that I am not a Star Wars fan. I do not like Star Wars. I watched all of them with my dad, and that was a fun experience to watch them all. I just didn't like the movies. I liked Revenge of the Sith, The Last Jedi, and The Mandalorian Season 2. That's all the Star Wars things I like. That and Ahsoka, because I did like the show. But that's pretty much everything that I like out of the Star Wars universe. There is so many things, and I do not like a lot of them. And so my opinions on this franchise are a bit controversial. They're not as clever or smart as yours. And so just be nice down in the comments. I know how Star Wars fans get, but I mean, it's just me. I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy like you guys might be. And go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what is your thought on Star Wars as Ahsoka. I want to know all that and more. The show seems to be pretty popular, and so I'm really hoping a lot of you will really enjoy the show like I did, because yes, that is right, I did really enjoy Ahsoka. I had problems with it, but for the most part, Disney Plus's Star Wars Ahsoka is pretty good. When I said it was like a Rebel Season 5, it really is like a Rebel Season 5, but I don't really feel like that's a bad thing. I've never seen Rebels. I've never seen it. Everybody who's seen Rebels is like, and then watch the show is like, yeah, they're not explaining the Rebels at all. They're not explaining what happened, so you got to go back and watch Rebels to understand the show. Me personally, I understood everything that's happening. Ezra's a Jedi. Sabine Wren is a person who fought in the war, and she liked Ezra. Ezra went missing. Ahsoka abandoned Sabine. And, like, it's just so easy to get caught up. And, like, for a Rebel Season 5, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly think that it does a lot of things right, being a continuation of that show, especially bringing animated into live-action form. And you could feel that this could be an animated show because of the creative choices that they use here. And that is 1000% a positive. They use so many actually really good creative choices in this film, or this show, I'm sorry, that it's just very interesting, the creative choices, because you get things that I didn't even think Star Wars would ever do again. I thought that Star Wars was just going to be bland and boring the rest of the time. And Disney Stars really proved that they're going to be creative. Flying on giant whales, speaking to giant whales to go find the bad guys, that is a crazy thought. And when it first happened, I was like, this is stupid. And then the more it goes on, I was like, I love this. This is stupid, but I love this. And it's very creative and interesting. They brought even Anakin Skywalker back, which is something I did not think this show would ever do, is bringing Anakin Skywalker, train Ahsoka for one final mission. And I think that is so cool, bringing Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker back, and it's very cool. Even doing the flashbacks from Clone Wars. Copying this off of an animated show and basically making it Rebel Season 5 is what makes this so effective, so creative, so unique, so enjoyable. The middle of the show, I think, is the strongest. The very beginning of the show starts off with a bang. You could tell that this is a most like classic Star Wars in a long time, because get the title thing where all the words scroll down and tell the story. You get that, and then you start off with two bad guys going on an Imperial ship and murdering everybody. That is just like it shows like classic Star Wars. My problem with the Star Wars shows so far was Obi-Wan was too goofy. The Mandalorian gets too goofy. All these shows, they feel like they're not even connected half the time. And this one tells a grand story, and it's really big. And like I said, the middle of the show is the best. When we get Hayden Christensen, she's learning, and all of that. I think that is all really, really, really cool. And the bigger thing of it, I feel like this should be the direction that Star Wars go. I mean, you have Thrawn, he's a big threat to the galaxy. He's escaping. He's going to destroy everything. You could even get the Mandalorian in there, Ahsoka in there. And I love how even, like, you mentioned the Mandalorian in here. You mentioned stuff that's happened in that show with Moff Gideon and the attack from Season 3 on the Mandalorian. I think that's all really, really cool. And it feels like a complete universe. The thing with Star Wars is it hasn't really felt like a complete universe to me. And this movie this show, I mean, kind of just ties it all together. it makes it into a complete universe to where the universe was kind of in shambles at this point, and it sorts some things out, is entertaining. The action here, I mean, oh my goodness, this show had action. Had a lot of action. Star Wars has been missing a lot of lightsaber action. I only remember like 2 episodes, maybe 3 in Obi-Wan, which featured Obi-Wan Kenobi. I only remember like 3 episodes where there's lightsaber action. There's 6 episodes. That's 3 episodes where there's no action whatsoever. This show has 8, and every single episode has like 3 lightsaber fights. Some might call that excessive. I call it awesome. I mean, I really enjoy just sitting there and watching lightsabers flashing and hitting swords, and all that is really, really cool. And I think it's a very good paced show. I never really got bored while watching the show. And so, it's a creative show. Ties a lot of Star Wars things together. Has great actors, has great action, has great villains. Baylan Skoll is a really interesting villain. Thrawn is very dangerous, you can even tell. And so it does a lot of things right for an Ahsoka show. I think I made a short saying that, yeah, I'm very nervous for this show, and I don't even want to watch it because it's probably going to suck. Every single Star Wars show, every single one, always is like this for me. It starts off unique enough, and then it kind of gets boring to where eventually the point where I'd come home from work or whatever I was doing to watch a TV show, and I'm like sitting to myself, oh, I'm watching this one for a video. Yay. This one, I'd come home from work, everything I did, and be like, ooh, a new episode of Ahsoka's out. Can't wait to watch it. This is the first Star Wars show that's ever done that. This is the first Star Wars show that's actually entertaining and fun to watch for me. And that is why I really did enjoy it. The last 2 episodes, not the biggest fan of it. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch the last 2 episodes because I just don't like them as much as I should, especially where we leave off the ending. It's basically like Sabine Wren kind of ruined this all, and Ahsoka's like, yeah, that's fine. We're just going to give up and relax here and be patient. And it's kind of like, okay, I wasn't the biggest fan of how it ended there. And I wasn't the biggest fan of a lot of things that happened in the last 2 episodes. So I will go back and rewatch them with a fresh mind. Maybe it was because I technically watched both of these episodes after a long day. And I think both of these last 2 episodes were days that I watched 2-3 movies that day. Try to get caught up on some things. So I think my mind just kind of glossed over. And I think I will have to go back and watch these 2 episodes one more time. But I didn't really like where our characters were left off at. I feel like it was kind of like, could have been used better, could have been analyzed better to where our characters were at. Maybe made it seem like a threat, because like Thrawn escaped and they're all just going to sit there and relax. And it leaves a good place off for Season 2. I'm excited for Season 2. I'm excited for Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie. But just the way it ended, I wasn't the biggest fan of. But overall, Ahsoka is one of my favorite Star Wars shows. Why am I saying one of? It is my favorite Star Wars show. It currently on my ranking, it's my 3rd favorite Star Wars item of all time. That's how much I like it. And so, yeah, I really dug the show. Ahsoka for me is going to get an A-. What are you guys' thoughts on Ahsoka? I'll have a bunch more videos coming up. A Saw ranking. Next video is the creator review. I saw it yesterday, and you guys know how much I love Across the Spider-Verse, right? It's my favorite movie. The moment the Steelbook dropped a day early at my Walmart, and I went there every day hoping it did that. I got Steelbook just because I love that movie so much. The creator's better. I put The Creator at number 1 on my ranking. It is my favorite movie of the year. It's that good, and I cannot wait to tell you guys why and why you guys should go watch it. Also, I got a bunch more videos coming up. Thank you guys for clicking on this one, and with that said, subscribe to the Nerd Army. Peace out.